Ever feel like you're just running on fumes?
Oh, yeah.
Struggling kids and like work and just life in general?
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. And it got me thinking about how we teach our kids about self-care.
Right.
So they don't end up, feeling that way too.
Yeah.
And then I found this guide, 5 tips for teaching your child about self-care.
Oh, interesting.
It has some really great stuff in here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, self-care, it's like a buzzword these days, but
It-
this guide goes deeper than like the typical, face mask and chill kind of
Yeah,
advice.
totally. Okay, so the first tip is encouraging healthy habits.
Okay.
And I think as parents, we're already on board with that. But what I found really interesting was how they frame it. It's not about dictating, do this, eat that. It's about weaving those positive associations with healthy habits early on.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's about them feeling good, right?
Right.
So it's like, think about it like a car.
Okay.
You wouldn't put just any fuel in your car, right?
Yeah.
It needs that specific type to run smoothly.
Right.
And it's the same with our bodies and our minds. We need the right fuel.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It's so true. Okay, so I am all about those healthy habits.
Yeah.
But I will admit I'm guilty of burning the candle at both ends.
Oh, tell me about it. Happens to the best of us.
Right.
Yeah.
And that brings us to, I think, a really important point in the guide, which is modeling self-care.
It's huge. And, one thing I thought was really interesting, the guide even talks about modeling imperfect self-care.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because it shows kids that, we're all human. We all struggle. We all need to recharge.
And it's okay to not be perfect.
Exactly.
Because I think, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves as parents.
Yeah.
Okay, the next tip was one of those, why didn't I think of that moments? Provide downtime.
Ah, yes.
It's so simple, but in our world of constant stimulation,
Right.
it's almost revolutionary.
It is. And it's not just about, letting them have screen time or whatever.
Right.
The guide really emphasizes unstructured play,
Mhm.
letting their imaginations run wild.
Yes.
Because research shows that is so important for their development.
And it's in those quiet moments where I think a lot of the creativity and problem-solving skills, those can really blossom.
Absolutely.
Okay, speaking of quiet moments, the guide also delves into teaching stress relief techniques.
Yeah, it's like giving them a toolbox, right?
Yes,
For life.
exactly.
And I think the key takeaway there is it doesn't have to be complicated.
Right.
Simple things like deep breathing exercises can be so effective.
Oh, yeah.
I even teach my kids this thing where they visualize blowing up a balloon and then letting it go.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
It makes it fun, right?
It does. It makes it approachable.
Exactly.
Okay, last tip from the guide, but certainly not least, celebrate their efforts.
Ah, positive reinforcement
Yes,
is everything.
it is.
The guide actually tells this really cute story. There's a little girl, and she was resisting taking breaks. And her parents, they're like,
Yes.
okay, we got to get creative. So they made it into a game. They set a timer, 15 minutes of play, 5 minutes of rest.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And they celebrated her every time she completed a cycle.
Oh, I love that.
And you know what? It totally changed her attitude.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is such a good reminder that it's about finding what works for each child.
Absolutely.
Because every kid is different.
Exactly.
We're not handing them a to-do list.
No.
We're trying to empower them to build this healthy relationship with themselves.
Yes. And to have the tools to navigate, all of the ups and downs that life throws our way.
This deep dive has been, I'm telling you, eye-opening. Because it made me realize that self-care, it's not just about, bubble baths and face masks. It's really about building a foundation for, I think, a more fulfilling life.
100%. And it's a journey. It's something we're all on together
It is.
as parents, as kids.
Yeah, I love that. Well, here's a little something to ponder as we wrap up today. What is one small step that you can take today to model healthy self-care for your child? Think about it. And until next time, take care.